In today's video, we climb up a steep trail. We walk on an exposed ridge, so we can get a glimpse into the magnificent Kluane National Park. This is the King's Throne hike. Hi, my name is Peng. I'm a photographer and I am a travel addict. And in today's video, we're going to hike the King's Throne Trail in Yukon, Canada. King's Throne sits dramatically on the shores of Kathleen Lake, which is located on the eastern edge of the Kluane National Park. The nearest town is Haines Junction. To get to the trailhead, drive south from Haines Junction for about 16.5 miles, then follow signs to Kathleen Lake and turn right. Drive another half a mile, and right before you reach the lake, look for the large Cottonwood and King's Throne trailhead parking on the left. The trail begins on an old mining road. This stretch of the trail is surrounded by dense forest. It's flat and easy. But don't worry, King's Throne will occasionally peek through the trees, looming over you, reminding you of what's ahead. Ice on the trail. Today is September 11th, 2022, and there's already ice on the ground. This trail actually has two sections. The first part just goes to the seat of the throne, which is what we plan to do today. There is also another trail that goes all the way on the ridge to the summit with spectacular views. Now, the last few days the weather has been horrible and extremely windy, and that ridge is supposed to be notoriously bad on a windy day. So we're gonna get there, assess our situation, try to go as far as we can, but if it's too windy, too dangerous, we'll turn around. So we'll see. So there, you can see, is where we're probably gonna stop. That ridge goes around and up, that's the summit. At around the 1 mile mark, you'll come to the first junction. The trail on the right goes to Kathleen Lake. Stay left. After the split, the trail begins a moderate climb, and at about 1.3 miles, Cottonwood Trail splits off to the right. Stay on the left again to continue on King's Throne Trail. From here, the trail starts to get difficult, with large sections covered in slippery tree roots. But don't worry, the climb also gets steeper, which means that in only 0.2 miles, you'll climb above the tree line. Oh, that was a quick transition. Forest, alpine, no trees. Oh, nice. Someone put a lot of effort to put this here. Oh, nice. See? No more slippery tree roots from here on. Going down this part is going to be like dry skiing. Loose and steep. Instead, you get to walk on slippery screed left behind by the glacier. There's so many different... Yeah, I feel like you just pick your own adventure. So many different ways. Okay, this next stretch is kind of a mess, with trails branching off left and right. The truth is, they all end up at the same place, so as long as you're going up, just pick the trail that looks the easiest to you. Well, no wonder this trail is so short. You just go straight up. Yeah, that's one particular steep part. Needless to say, make sure you're wearing shoes with good traction for this hike. Oh, that's a nice picture. Hold on. Well, it looks like we're already at the seat. At the 2.3 mile mark, and after about 1,600 feet of climbing from the beginning, we finally reached the seat of the throne, which is essentially the cirque, a bowl-shaped depression that was formed by glacial erosion. If you pay attention, you'll notice lots of cirques in the mountains around here. It's actually really slippery here because this is in the shade and there's still a thin layer of ice on here. Looks like the trail goes left and started going on the ridge from there. The cirque is where most hikers turn around and where we originally planned to stop. But since the weather is cooperating, we decided to press on. We now turn left and begin a steep climb to the peak following the ridge. From the ridge, the scenery took my breath away. Or it could be the steep climb, since we will cover more than 2,000 feet on tight switchbacks in the next mile. But I like to think it was the scenery. As we climbed higher, people began turning around and the crowd thinned. Since this trail is so exposed, no matter where you turn around, the view will still be amazing and you can get some epic shots. So for whatever reason, even if you couldn't reach the peak, just go as far as you feel comfortable or the condition allows, and you won't be disappointed. Clouds are rolling in. Pretty awesome view. We were taking a break and a thought just occurred to us. If the road closure hadn't happened. Okay, quick backstory. We did this hike on our way back from our epic Arctic Ocean trip on the Dempster Highway. At one point, Dempster was closed and we thought we had to spend the winter north of the Arctic Circle. Thankfully, we were able to get out. I'll eventually get around to making videos about that whole trip, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. If you want to hear my tips on how to drive the Dempster, I'll link that video in the description below. Anyway, that's the road closure I was talking about. Now back to the video. If the road closure hadn't happened, we would have been here 2 days ago, and 2 days ago this place would have been storming with a fresh coat of snow. But now look at this beautiful day, beautiful view. So sometimes definitely lay out a plan, but if the plan goes haywire, which often does happen, don't get too stressed because sometimes things will just work out. Soon we reached the snow line. Fortunately, the storm only left a dusting of snow and the trail is on the sunny side, so it was too warm for the snow to stick. Oh, nice. Now the peaks and ridges south of us began to come into view. The trail also got steeper with a lot more loose rocks. You look pretty badass right now. Narrow, steep trail. And if you drop off, that's how far you go all the way down. So if you're afraid of height, this is definitely not the trail for you. Here's a photography tip. Don't forget to stop once in a while and look behind. Otherwise you might miss some great shots. This stretch felt a lot longer than 1 mile, but at least the top is within sight. So that is the ridge line that we came up. And I just saw, well, they went behind the rocks. I just saw some people over there. So they're going to come around and follow this ridge. But yeah, this trail basically just goes straight up, follow the ridge. Hopefully we're getting close to the top of the ridge, so it will gentle out a little bit. Yep, definitely nearing the top. And should be able to see some more view. Oop, view from the other side, which is the whole point of doing this. Because you know, you can pay 300 to 400 bucks per person, take a flight, or if you're cheap, you just go climb a mountain. Yay, we're on the ridge. Whew. Oh my god, so nice. Yeah, it's getting windy up here on the ridge. From here, we still have another mile to go to the peak, but it's much easier now with only 500 feet of climbing left. Whoa. Nice ridge top. Oh my god, look at this. I just looked up. There's a snow-covered peak over there. Don't know what it is. We'll figure it out later. But wow. There's just like layers and layers of mountains over there. Yeah, oh my god. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. There's a peak. Amazing. This snow doesn't look too bad. Oh yeah, it's very fluffy. Yeah, it's not bad at all. You have no idea how epic you look on the GoPro right now. This last ridge might look cool, but apparently it can get very windy. We were lucky because the weather was so nice. Even so, a strong gust came out of nowhere and managed to push me slightly off balance. So yeah, I can totally see why this stretch can be dangerous. Didn't realize that we're already at the top. Amazingly, the top is actually less windy than the ridge. Finally at the top of King's Throne. Time to have a snack, enjoy the view, and do some time lapse. The problem is deciding which way to point the camera. Looking at the seemingly endless range of mountains is quite overwhelming. We're merely standing at the very edge of Kluane National Park. It's very difficult to access the interior, and what lies beyond those peaks will probably forever be a mystery to me. This is true wilderness. It makes the Sierra Nevada, my home mountain in California, look like a piece of cake in comparison. Good time has to end. We're gonna start heading down now. Normally, this would be where I say my outro, but this is one of those trails that takes about the same amount of time to go down as it is to climb up. And the view is equally good in either directions. I'll throw the trail info on screen. Keep in mind this is my real-world tracking data and it includes all the stops and detours I made, so it'll be different from some trail guides. Use it only for your reference. So playing right there. We actually had a choice. Today we can either climb this or do a flight tour. And we chose to do this instead of the flight tour. And yeah, the flight tour is at 4:30, so that could have been us up there. I still want to do that flight tour sometime in the future. Like I said earlier, this park is so wild and impenetrable for the average people. Flying in is probably the best way to see it. There it is. That's the ridge we have to go down in a little bit. You can keep going. Alright, it's getting easier and easier. And we're almost at the bottom. Wait, this is the last bit? Yay! Oh my god. Almost there. That's it. That was the last bit. Oh my god. Now we're on normal trail. Actually, I should take it back. Below the seat, there's still a little bit of steep, a little bit of a steep stretch, but compared to that, this is like nothing. Oh my god. I know my legs are shaking too. Oh, what a bitch of a down climb. So there is Doughboy. Look at this sunset view. Well, sort of sunset. It's kind of hazy, but still beautiful. And we just have this little bit of another little bit of a stretch of downhill, and then it's all straight around the forest, and we'll be back to the van. My toes are in my feet. My knees are gone completely, but I think that view on top was totally worth it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like It was not easy to make, I can tell you that. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.